I'm going to demo a project called Istio-Workspaces. The goal of the project is to enable developers to safely develop their services in a production environment running on top of Kubernetes or OpenShift without causing harm to the user. Our demo application consists of 3 services. It's the customer service, which is calling the preference service, which is calling the recommendation service. We have a little watch script that calls into our production environment with 3 different URLs. Currently they all show the same, since there's no special routing happening in the production environment at the moment. We can see we have a customer deployment, a preference deployment, and a recommendation deployment. Now we want to make a change to the preference service. We do that by starting up a local process. We call Ike, our command line tool, using the command called develop in the namespace workspace demo, and we're calling the maven compile Quarkus in dev mode command. We can see the service starting up. Under the hood, Ike created something that's called the session object. That's what the Ike operator is listening to. The content of the Ike object is essentially the same as what we pass along on the command line. We can see the target name, which is preference service 1. It's using the strategy called telepresence, and it's the routing information that we provided. The operator has responded with it's created a deployment, it's modified a destination rule, and it's modified a virtual service. If we look at the virtual service, we can see how it's been changed. We got a new route option here that's matching on a specific header and is now overriding the destination compared to the production route. Similarly, if we look at the destination rule, we can see that we now have a second subset, a second version of that service. At this point, our deployment is back up and running. If we look at our watch script, we can see there's no changes happening. That's because our local version is running the same as the production version. If we look at the source code and make a change to it, save the file, we will see that Quarkus's dev mode is picking up the change and restarting the service. We can see that the change is reflected in the route. Now Ike has the ability to observe the file system and restart the service as well, but since Quarkus does it itself, there's no reason for us to do it. We can see here that it's the customer service from production calling a local version of the preference service, which is calling back out to the production version of the recommendation service. Now let's say we're happy with this change. We want to create a pull request. We create a new branch, call it feature X, add and commit the code, and push it to GitHub. If we look at GitHub, we now have a new branch we can create a pull request from. So let's simply create that pull request and we'll see how the CI integration with Ike is functioning. Simply hooked it up to GitHub Actions. And it's a fairly simple thing to say that on a pull request that's been opened or synchronized, and it matches the preference service, we're going to call a checkout of the code, a simple Java setup. We're going to build it with Maven, and then we're going to build a Docker container. And then comes the Ike part, which wraps the Ike command line into a container. And this time we're using an action called create instead of develop. What create does is it will not block and hold the command line open. It will just create a session and go on. For that to happen, we need to use something else than a running process, so we use the Docker image that we built. There's nothing specific about this CI setup that is tied to GitHub Actions, besides the thin little layer around it. This could work with any CI system. Beyond that, we can see that Ike is taken in the same parameter as the command line. It has the namespace, it has the deployment that we're targeting. The build is done. We can now see on our watch script that something is happening in that specific route. The service is starting. If we look back at the session, we'll see now we have a session called feature X that has a strategy called prepared image, which is using the image that we built on our CI system. At this point, we have the new service up and running. Let's imagine that for some reason, the pull request to the preference service caused a downstream error to the recommendation service. So we want to go in and locally debug the recommendation service to figure out what's going on. So we start up, similarly to before, we start up the local process of the recommendation service. We can see again we're calling Ike develop, targeting the recommendation service version 1. But now we are saying we're going to use the session feature X, which means that we're joining an existing session, still using Maven compile and Quarkus. As the service comes up, we can see that we now have the recommendation service coming in on local. That's a production customer service calling the pull request preference service, calling a local version of the recommendation service. We can see on the left the requests are coming in. Now, if we want to set a breakpoint somewhere in the recommendation service and connect the debugger, the debugger kicked in, we can go and inspect the different values. We can see that the current version is 12. Set back the counter to 0 and continue. As we expected, the value is now 0. Similarly, we can make changes to the recommendation service and have them reflected within the same route as well. Now let's imagine a second developer wanting to make their own changes to the preference service. They can start it up in the same fashion as before, calling the Ike develop command. We're seeing the local route is being taken over. As the service comes up, we'll see that it has the same as the pull request, but that's only because we're running on the same source locally. If we make a change again in a preference service in a local version, we'll see that reflected in the local route and not in the pull request route. So in one, we have the production customer service calling the local preference service calling back to production recommendation service. And on the other, we have the production customer service calling the pull request based preference service calling the local version of the recommendation service. If we look at the Kiali dashboard of how the routes are set up, we can see that there's now multiple versions of the different services that are running in parallel. But the most interesting bit is that at no time during this demo did the production route ever change, meaning no user was affected. If we shut them down, we'll see that the routes are being cleared up again, killing the preference service, closing the pull request, and killing the recommendation service. We've seen how you can get your own custom route in a shared environment. This allows you to both develop from your local machine, as well as run custom builds like pull requests for either testing or preview purposes, all in the same environment in parallel, without ever affecting the other developers that are using the environment or the users who are using the application. This project is called Istio-Workspaces and can be found under the Meister organization on GitHub.